everyone, welcome to math class for this week. Just like we've done for the past 2 weeks, we are going to be working on telling time today. But before we do that, we're just going to take a little peek at the playlist for this week. Let me pull that up. Okay, so you'll see we're in week 3 of learning at home. So if you're following along with the weekly schedule, we should be on Tuesday today. So you'll still do your zones of regulation like we've been doing every day. Thank you so much for being willing to share how you're feeling and doing that every week, every day. And then you'll follow along with this math lesson. So good job. Then you'll do a math fizzle activity. You can watch a YouTube bingo video. We've got a whole playlist with bingo card things. And then you'll complete one of your bingo activities. And then just like you've been doing, there's some may-do activities. There's some workouts for the day. You can do an extra bingo activity, extra vizzle, send me a video or a picture, anything like that. So I would love to hear from you. So I'm going to go ahead and take that down. Okay, so we're working on telling time again. Last week we talked, well, the first week we talked about just telling time to the hour, 1 through 12 all around. And then last week we started talking about time to the half hour. So we remembered that if our minute hand, which is the longer one, is pointing up at the 12, then the way that we read that is we say o'clock, so it's just 0, 0. So if my hour hand, the short one, is pointing at 2, and then my minute hand's pointing up at the 12, I would read that as 2 o'clock. Or I would write it as 2:0, 0. And then we also learned that if the minute hand is pointing down at the 6, how would I read that? Or I guess this would be moved over a bit. Then I would read that as 2:30, because my minute hand is pointing down at the 6, which means it's 30 minutes. Okay, so this week we're going to look at all of the other minutes, every 5 minutes around the clock. So we start with 0 at 12. And then for 1, that's 5 minutes. We're just gonna put them around. All right, then we've got 2 is 10 minutes. I'm gonna put that up there. I've got 3, that is 15 minutes. Put that up as well. And I've got 4, stands for 20 minutes. Put that there. I got 5 is 25 minutes. Then we've got our 6 is 30 minutes. We learned that last week, we practiced that. And then we've got our 7 is 35 minutes. Put that up as well. And we've got our 8 is 40 minutes. And then we've got our 9 is 45 minutes. We're almost all the way around the clock. And 10 is 50 minutes. And then last we have 11, which is 55. So now that we have all of our, every 5 minutes around our clock, we can practice telling time to the 5 minutes. So remember, we're gonna look where our hour hand, the short one, is pointing, and then we'll look at our minute hand, the long one, to figure out our minutes. So let's start with an easier one. Okay. So first, I'm going to look at my hour hand. My hour hand is just past the 12. That means it's 12, and then I'm looking at my minute hand. My minute hand is pointing at the 3, which means 15 minutes. So that means that it is 12:15. All right? And the way that I would write that would look like this. So my hour goes first, and then my minutes go second. Okay, let's try another one. About this one. Okay, so first step, look at my hour hand. My hour hand has gone past the 3. Has it made it to the 4 yet? No, it hasn't made it to the 4 yet, so it's still 3. And then my minutes, I'm gonna look over at my minute hand, the long one, and see that it's pointing to the 9, which is 45 minutes. So what time is it? It would be 3:45. And I would write that like this. First my hour, and then my minutes. Let's practice another one. Okay. Let's do this one. Okay. I'm going to give you a minute to look at that and see if you can figure it out, and then we'll talk through it together. Okay. Do you think you know what time it is? All right. So first, I'm going to look at my hour hand. My hour hand is the short one, and it's just past the 6. Hasn't touched the 7 yet, so it's still 6. And then my minute hand, the long one, is pointing at the 1, which is 5 minutes. So that means that it is 6:05. And I would write that just like this. First my hour, then my minutes. Okay, let's do one more together. Okay, this one's kind of tricky. See if you can figure it out, and then we'll talk through it. Okay, first up, look at my hour hand, the short one. So on this one, it's kind of tricky because it looks like it's almost pointing at the 5. But it hasn't quite gotten to the 5 yet, which means it's still in the 4, the hour 4. So we have 4, and then I look at my minute hand, the long one. It's pointing up at the 11. And that stands for 55 minutes. So it's almost 5 o'clock, but not quite. It's 4:55. And I would write that like this. My hour, and then my minutes, 4:55. All right, so after you watch this video, take a look in your Vizzle account, and there should be some telling time activities in there. So work on those. I'm proud of you. I miss you. Thank you so much for watching this math lesson. Bye.